big breaking news. Major riots have broken out in the United States, and this is just a glimpse of what it's going to look like once it really hits the fan in the US. This is just a smidgen, all right? If this is what it looks like now, if it's this chaotic, all right, I have that arrow pointing there. People are attacking police cars on top of them. This is in Austin, Texas right now. Major riots are happening, and this has been going on for days. This keeps happening. More riots keep popping up in Austin, Texas from these street racing gangs, supposedly. And this is just a little tiny crumb of what it would look like once it really hits the fan. It's going to be chaos. People, just a few months ago, when there was a massive blizzard in Buffalo, New York, there was mass looting, okay, just from a natural disaster. And people were even looting Aldi. Even the grocery store was being looted. So nowhere is safe, especially your home, all right? People are going to realize once all the other stores are looted, once it really hits the fan, that, hey, these homes have food in them. Hey, these homes have resources. We need to go to these homes now, and they're going to move out the longer the emergency lasts. All right, we really have not seen this situation before in America, but all it takes is a massive cyber attack. All it takes is a massive EMP. All it takes is for the water to get turned off, and chaos will ensue in the United States. And it's really sad to say, but there are a lot of dangerous people in this world. You have to stay protected. You have to be able to protect yourself and defend yourself, because there really are a lot of dangerous people in dangerous situations. And even the police and law enforcement are not safe in a lot of these situations. You cannot depend on them. Think about it. If you're stuck in this situation and you try to call the police, this is what happens to the police when they respond. They have their cars surrounded. Look at this other police car. This was in Austin, Texas as well. This is a massive crowd of people. This was a few days ago, but this keeps happening. These riots keep springing up in Texas, and they were pushing this cop car back. This is a still, it's not a video, but in the video, the cop car is just backing up because dozens and dozens of people are just pushing it back and hitting it and surrounding the police officers. All right, so in a real emergency, they are not going to be able to get to you, especially when it hits the fan. This is what the cities are going to look like. We've seen America's cities burned to the ground and local businesses burned to the ground before. In the United States, in recent years, we've seen this in city after city, devastating effects. And now imagine that if it was related to the food supply, it was related to the electricity, it was related to the banking system, people's credit cards, people's debit cards no longer worked. The financial systems didn't work. The supply chain shut down due to a massive cyber attack or EMP. All right, it's going to be absolute chaos, and America is going to burn. All right, that's why all of these hits on our critical infrastructure, these refineries that I reported on earlier, 3 massive refineries hit in one day today. This is why it's so important, because it is bringing us closer to this collapse scenario where we could have massive shortages and we could have massive resource gaps, and we could have people reacting like this to these shortages and to these dystopian situations that they're leading us towards. And you can see here's some more pictures. People are even opening up the police doors. All right, you can see that door open there in Austin, Texas, and they're even opening up. This is very brazen, and just think of how you would be treated. All right, if police and law enforcement are treated this brazenly in this situation, you can bet that if you encounter a mob riot scenario after it hits the fan, you can bet they are going to drag you out of your car and try to steal everything you have. All right, this is why your best case scenario is to be out of the big cities. They are honestly a death trap, and when it hits the fan, Western governments and European governments even came out a few months ago and released a plan saying that they are preparing for people to panic buy and flee the cities en masse in case of a nuclear event. Even if it doesn't happen in our country, a nuclear event somewhere in the world could cause panic buying and people fleeing the cities and situations like this. All right, anyone going in or out of the cities could be attacked and have their goods stolen. All right, because supply chains could be disrupted. We could see global supply chains locked down in a situation like this. All right, countries could become very protectionist if there is some kind of big event. All right, and Klaus Schwab was even warning. I made a whole video on it, but I want to keep bringing it up because it's coming soon. He's even warning of a black swan event. That's what he keeps warning of. He even put it up in quotes, and that's just a major obscure event that could rock the world, rock the financial systems, rock the global supply chains. It's a major event that could implement a change, all right, implement a reset that they're always talking about, all right, and he's warning that this is coming very soon, and he was warning his globalist buddies, all right, at the World Government Summit that they need to get prepared for something very soon. And this is what comes after, all right? We're going to have the event. It's coming. It's inevitable at this point. But this is what you need to be prepared for after is chaos, people, honestly, a breakdown of society, and people are very dangerous. Look at this. This is just happening. Apparently, these are just drift gangs that are shutting down streets and having massive riots and just harassing people. You can see here, it's not the best video or still, but people are drifting through the intersections of the highways. They're making massive fires in the middle of the intersections, and then they're literally drifting their cars, which is just like doing donuts. Sorry, that's all drifting is. Just doing donuts and being an idiot in the middle of the road. And they're also causing massive riots. All right, so this is literally over nothing. This is just to be a nuisance and to be a degenerate. That's the only agenda here. But imagine if the agenda was your belly hurts. All right, things are gonna look a lot different. This is when everybody's belly is full. This is when there's enough food on the shelves. This is when everyone's fat and happy. This is how America acts. It's already deteriorating and degenerating. Now imagine with massive food shortages, with massive diesel and gas shortages, or with a economic collapse. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. So make sure you are getting prepared and make sure you are able to protect yourself and protect your home. And make sure you are able to get out of these cities if you can, because they are going to be the epicenter of the chaos. It's where the most people live, and that's where the least amount of resources are actually developed. All the food and everything is grown out of the cities. The city imports all of their resources. So in a actual emergency, when these resources are not entering the city, there's going to be absolute chaos. All right, and that's exactly what they want, because it's problem, reaction, solution. All right, they create the problem, we have the reaction. All right, America has a reaction of chaos, and then the solution is to implement a digital currency, to implement tracking and tracing of all the resources, because they are so scarce and they are so limited, and there are so many riots and there is so much craziness inside the country due to these shortages and scarcity, that we need to track and trace it all and have a digital ID attached to everything and everything you buy to make sure that you are not going over your allotment. All right. That is what it is heading towards, and we all know that that is the beast system that they want to implement. That's what this all is moving towards, and that's why Klaus Schwab even announced this Black Swan event at the World Government Summit. We know the world government is key to their plan. That is when their plan is in full effect once they establish their world government. All right, so make sure you guys are getting prepared. Make sure you are stocked up on food and supplies. Make sure you are getting out of these toxic cities. Sadly, Austin, Texas has fallen. All right, very sad. used to be a very prosperous and great city, and it has completely collapsed in the past decade, and it is now fallen. All right, so thank you guys so much. Please hit that like, please hit that sub, please hit that bell for me if you want to get notified for my videos. I'm posting 2 to 3 every single day, and please have a big old blessed day.